There's a moment in life that feels confusing at first. You're working hard, you're improving, you're trying to build something meaningful, and yet, the people you expected support from the most are completely silent. They don't check on your progress. They don't encourage you. They don't even acknowledge what you're doing. And it makes you wonder, why? Why do some people never support you? At first, most people take it personally. They think, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe what I'm doing isn't important. Maybe I haven't earned their support yet. But the truth is deeper than that. And once you understand it, it changes how you see people completely. The first thing to understand is this: most people don't support effort. They support results. When you're struggling, learning, and building quietly, there's nothing visible for them to attach to. No success, no proof, no validation. So they stay silent. But the moment you achieve something noticeable, suddenly people appear. They congratulate you. They show interest. They act like they were always watching. But they weren't. They were waiting. Waiting to see if it was worth their attention. And this isn't always malicious. It's just human nature. People are drawn to certainty. They support what already looks successful. Another reason people don't support you is something harder to accept. Sometimes, your growth makes them uncomfortable. When you start improving your life, it quietly highlights what others are not doing. Your discipline reminds them of their lack of it. Your progress reminds them of their excuses. And instead of being inspired, some people feel threatened. Not openly, not aggressively, but silently. So they distance themselves. They avoid acknowledging your efforts. Because supporting you would mean accepting that they could be doing more themselves. And that's uncomfortable. There's also another truth that many people avoid. Not everyone in your life is meant to understand your vision. What makes sense to you might look meaningless to someone else. You see growth. They see risk. You see purpose. They see uncertainty. And because they don't understand it, they don't support it. This is why waiting for validation can be dangerous. If your motivation depends on others believing in you, you will stop the moment they don't. And most people won't believe in you early. That belief usually comes later, after results, after proof, after it's already obvious. Another reason support is rare is because people are often focused on themselves. Everyone is dealing with their own problems, their own stress, their own priorities. They are not thinking about your journey as much as you think they are, and that realization can feel disappointing at first. But it's also freeing, because it means you don't need their constant approval to keep moving forward. There is also a quiet truth about support that many people misunderstand. Support is not always loud. Not everyone will cheer for you openly. Some people will support you silently. They watch, they notice, they respect what you're doing, even if they never say it. But if you expect support to always look like encouragement, you might miss it. Still, there will always be people who simply don't support you at all. And that's something you have to accept. Not everyone is your audience. Not everyone is your team. Not everyone is meant to walk your path with you. And once you accept that, you stop feeling disappointed. You stop expecting energy from people who were never going to give it. Instead, you redirect that energy inward. You focus on your work, your growth, your discipline. Because at the end of the day, the most important support you will ever have is your own. If you can continue when nobody is clapping, if you can stay consistent when nobody is watching, If you can believe in what you're building even when others don't understand it, then you have something powerful. Because most people stop too early, not because they failed, but because they didn't feel supported. They needed validation. They needed encouragement. They needed someone to tell them they were on the right path. And when that didn't come, they gave up. But the people who succeed long-term learn something different. They learn to move without applause. They learn to build quietly. They learn to trust their own direction. And over time, their results begin to speak for them. That's when everything changes. The same people who were silent start paying attention. The same people who didn't support you start acknowledging you. But by then, you don't need it anymore, because you've already built something within yourself that is stronger than external validation. So if you feel like nobody is supporting you right now, don't take it as a sign to stop. Take it as a sign that you are early. You are in the phase where things are still forming, still growing, still invisible, and that phase is necessary. There's also something else that happens when you stop expecting support. You become more selective. You start paying attention to who is genuinely present and who is only there when it's convenient. And over time, your circle changes. It becomes smaller, but it becomes real. You no longer surround yourself with people who only show up when things are easy. You value consistency more than words, effort more than promises. Presence more than noise. And that shift protects your energy. Because one of the biggest mistakes people make is expecting loyalty from everyone. But loyalty is rare. Support is rare. And once you understand that, you stop being disappointed. You stop feeling neglected. You stop questioning your worth based on other people's reactions. Instead, you move differently. You move with clarity. You invest your time in people who show up without being asked. And most importantly, you stop abandoning yourself just to feel supported by others. Because at the end of the day, self-respect is stronger than external support. When you respect your own path, you don't need constant reassurance. You don't need everyone to agree. You don't need everyone to understand. You just need to keep moving. And that's where real strength comes from. Not from how many people support you, but from how far you can go even when they don't. So don't wait for people to understand. Don't wait for people to clap. Don't wait for people to show up. Keep going anyway, because most people only notice what is already visible. But the most important work in your life will always happen in silence, when no one is watching, when no one is supporting, when no one is expecting anything from you. And that's where everything is built. Because one day, the results will speak in ways words never could, and the silence you experience today will make that moment even more meaningful. Not everyone will support your journey, but the right ones will recognize it when it matters. Keep going. One day, the same silence will turn into recognition.